What's going on, everyone? It's the Halfback here with episode number 24 of Rising Above Adversity, AFC Bournemouth. Now you can see I've got the transfer page up on the screen, and the reason for that is that since the last time I was with you guys, the January transfer window has opened and slammed shut, and we did do some business, so I'm going to get straight into that. Mentioned in the last episode that I was looking for a younger keeper to come in and replace Artur Buric and Sven Ulreich. Now I kind of wasn't expecting this to happen in January. I was looking for this maybe to happen in the summer, but then this guy became available, Francesco Bardi from Inter Milan. We signed him for 4.3 million. I'll take you to his profile. He is an absolutely sensational goalkeeper, just 25 years old, unwanted at Inter Milan quite surprisingly. But we got him for 4.3 million, as you saw there, and he's already played 5 games for us. You can see performing fantastically already. Got all the tools to become a top goalkeeper, and in my opinion will probably become an Italian international in the future. It looks fantastic, and so delighted that we were able to bring him in. He goes into this team as number 1 straight away. Fantastic. And now a familiar face has returned to the club as well. Brian Oviedo is back on a free transfer. Of course, you may remember his contract at Everton ended at the start of the season. He's been without a club for 6 months, which is quite surprising. I mean, of course, he's not one of the best or top left backs in the world, but he's still a fantastic player, and I was very surprised when I saw him still on the free transfer list, and I quickly wrapped up a deal to bring him in. Free transfer. So another piece of news that I need to tell you about is Kieran Gibbs. I actually allowed him to go back to Arsenal. You may remember, of course, I brought him in at the start of the season on a loan deal. He picked up an injury. He's been out for months. He's on 25 grand a week just to be on loan. And of course, we've got the wages there spare, but, you know, he was just going to waste. And when he did play at the start of the season, of course, only a few appearances, he wasn't fantastic. So I've allowed Kieran Gibbs to go back to Arsenal. We've brought in Brian Oviedo. You can see in the games that he's played so far for us, he's been very solid, much better than Sean Kavanagh in that left back area. So, you know, pleased to bring in Brian Oviedo back into the side. And the last signing was the one of Paul Georges Entep from Lyon for 4.3 million. Another young prospect or young talent with bags of potential. So you can see he's only 24 years old, 4.3 million. Another player that was kind of unwanted at his club, unwanted at Lyon. And you can see the start he's made for us already. 5 appearances, 1 goal with an average rating of 7.48. Has all the attributes to be a top winger. It says he's naturally a left winger, but I've been playing on him on the right hand side so far, simply because you can see his footedness is only right only. So I prefer to have him on the right rather than the left. But look at that. Look at the physical attributes. Fantastic pace, strength. His dribbling ability, he's got, you know, you can also finish as well, which is very handy to have, you know, goals coming from all different areas. So that's the business that we done in the January window. Very pleased with that. Now let me talk to you about the fixtures. Since the last time I was with you guys, there's been a lot of fixtures in between, and on the face of it, it looks like we've had a bit of a tough time, but if you kind of look at the games that we've played in the Premier League and the games that we've lost, you know, a lot of these games you would not have expected us to win against Spurs. Of course, we wouldn't have wanted to lose in that kind of manner, but we lost 4-1 against Spurs. Norwich, probably the only game that you could say that we lost and probably, you know, would be really disappointing to lose was the one against Norwich. We lost 5-3 away there. Hervin Ongenda did get 2 goals and Callum Wilson, but of course to concede 5 goals, very disappointing. We also lost to Man City in the league and Chelsea. Again, those 2 games, you probably would not expect us to get anything from those. So, yeah, it's not the massive disappointment to lose. We also went out of the FA Cup. We did beat QPR in the 3rd round, but as you can see, we got knocked out by Everton in the 4th round after taking them to a replay at home. But this was the real this is what I feel like has been the real turning point in our season. This game against Stoke, if I just quickly talk you through it, we went 2-0 down in this game at home, and it was at that point I was starting to wonder whether this was going to be the season that we go down, and to go down this season would be a disaster really. We've got a lot of kind of big name players on fairly big wages for the size of our club anyway, very big wages. The money's there, so it's not like I'm overspending, but still, if we did go down, it would be a case of us having to pretty much rebuild the whole squad probably. But thankfully, we fought our way back into the game, and it was pretty much down to one man. You can see in the next game after that, he scored another hat-trick. This guy, Hervin Ongenda, I'm just running out of words to describe this guy. He's the top scorer in the Premier League. He scored 25 league goals already this season. Seriously, if you've got 5 million to spare, you're in the second season, at the start of the second season, you've got about 5 million to spare, go out and buy this guy. He is absolutely incredible. You can see he's valued at 11.75 million, and he's almost single-handedly keeping us in this division at the moment. Other players are making contributions, but his goals, it's, as I said, it's pretty much keeping us in this division. In the last game we played, we also beat Everton 4-0. So you can see at home or against sides kind of in and around us, we're really starting to improve, scoring a lot of goals now. The attacking combinations are really starting to come together. I've changed the system, gone 4-2-3-1 now. And yeah, it's really starting to pay off. You can see it against Everton, Steve Cook, Hervin Ongenda, Brian Oviedo against his former club, and Jelle Vossen with the goals. I'm actually going to bring you 2 games today. I'm going to bring you the West Brom game, and straight after that I'm going to bring you the Burnley game as well. So let's get to the team sheet for the game against West Brom. Here we are. This is the team for today's game. Again, as I mentioned, I've gone to a 4-2-3-1 system. We've got Francesco Bardi in goal. We've got a back four of Simon Francis, Isla currently out injured, Steve Cook, Emmanuel Mamana, Brian Oviedo. In midfield, we've got Lucas Leiva and Kadira. And then right wing, we've got Matt Ritchie, and Tepes currently out with an injury. I'm not sure. Let me check how long he's out for. He's not long, I don't think. He's out for 5 to 7 days, so Matt Ritchie will come in for this one. We've got Stanku and Correa as well, and Hervin Ongenda up front, of course, the main man up top in this one, hoping for 3 points. Let's get into the game. Something I also forgot to mention, is that we are currently 15th in the Premier League. I forgot to mention that. Currently 4 points clear of safety as West Brom come forward here with Blanco to Malumba, plays it out wide to Sam Byram. Sam Byram whips in the ball, and Brown, is it Brown? I think it's Brown. Adeye, yeah, there is Brown. Brown Adeye puts West Brom in front, and it's currently 1-0 to West Brom. Very disappointing start. Can we build something? Thank you to the man Ongenda, cleared by Sam Byron, picked up by Chris Brunt, but well tackled by Brian Oviedo, and is set Ongenda on his way. Ongenda wins the penalty. Jonas Olsen with the foul. Surely Ongenda will step up to take it. Please, yes, he will. Is this going to be his 26th goal of the season? 10 minutes gone, West Brom 1-0 up. Can we level things up? And there was no doubt, Hervin Ongenda with his 26th goal of the season. What a legend. 1-1, we're back in the game. Let's go. And another chance here. Ongenda with the free kick off the bar. I still can't say his name. It's really hard to say it quickly, but he hits the bar. Corner's coming in. Correa with the ball. Unfortunately, doesn't amount to anything. 35 minutes gone in the game. Still 1-1, but West Brom are on the attack. Malumbu? Right. Well, he's just off the bar and in. Malumbu. Okay, 2-1 West Brom. With a fantastic challenge, and let's try and build an attack. Let's get the men forward. Stanku on the ball. He's got to find the pass here. He doesn't find the pass. He gets tackled. But again, the highlight still rolls on. Joaquin Correa, the Argentine man, plays it into Stanku, and he's probably offside. Is he offside? Yes, he is, and it's still 2-1 West Brom. Unfortunate there, as West Brom will look to get on the counter-attack. Blanco speeding at our back four there. Stop him! Bloody hell. Blanco just straight at our back four. And we were fortunate not to concede again there. Poor defending. 5 minutes left to go in the half. West Brom looking to build another attack. Hopefully we can snatch an equaliser before half time. That would be fantastic. But it doesn't look like it as Sam Byram gets the ball. He whips in a beautifully delivered ball, and what a save! That's why I paid 4.3 million for him. Francesco Bardi, the Italian, with an absolutely fantastic save and keeping us in the game. So we've come to half-time now, of course, no change there. Still 2-1 West Brom. Going to tell the players I am disappointed with the performance. Trying to decide whether I should change anything tactically. I mean, we haven't been that bad. I'm tempted to go to counter attack, maybe. No, I'm gonna leave things as they are. 2-1 West Brom. Hopefully, we can assert our kind of authority on this second half and pick up a draw and possibly even a win. We've got the players out there to win the game, so let's go out there and let's see an improvement on that first half performance. So pretty much no highlights in this second half so far, but Khedira has picked up a knock, so I'm going to bring him off. I'm going to bring on Ole Christian for him. I'm going to switch him to an advanced playmaker. Let's see if we can kind of influence things going forward. Joaquin Correa is not having the greatest of games. I'm going to bring him off. I'm going to move Stanku to the left wing, and I'll bring on Jelle Vossen and change him to a shadow striker. Get 2 strikers on the pitch and see if they can have an influence on the game. And I'm also going to change attacking. See if we can get a goal. 20 minutes left. Let's go and grab a goal in this game, hopefully. It's West Brom on the attack. Chris Bunt plays in Abdinor. Abdinor gets away from the defenders and he's blitzing through. Isn't he a centre-back? I'm sure he's a centre-back. What happened there? Defending was atrocious as Abdinor just blitzes through and makes it 3-1 West Brom, and that could be our end of our chances in this game. But there's going to be a highlight straight from kickoff, so we'll stick with it. Lucas Leiva to Jelle Vossen. We need to pull a goal back within the next 5 minutes if we want to get anything from this game. Defensively, we've been poor. It's just the same problem all season. Simon Francis whips in a ball. Jelle Vossen was in there, but he could not get his head on the ball. But the highlight is still carrying on. Can we grab a goal back? We need to get one now if we're going to have a chance in this one. Matt Ritchie finds it to Ongenda. Vossen's in there. And it's over the bar. And would you look at that? A substitution. Jelle Vossen has picked up an injury. So we'll bring on Callum Wilson. And we'll move Callum Wilson up front. Last throw of the dice. I'll go to overload. It's going to be a tall order now. We're 2 goals behind. Much higher defensive line, close down much more, much higher tempo. Let's throw the book at them. We'll take more risks, and yeah, we'll go more direct as well. Let's see if we can at least pull 1 goal back. We're in the 90th minute now. A highlight is on for us. Callum Wilson gets in behind, and he hits it straight at Fraser Foster. Was it Fraser? No, it's Ben Foster, isn't it? I get so confused with those two. But Fraser, I said it again. Anyway, we're losing the game. That's pretty much it. I don't think there's anything else to say as well. So there it is, a 3-1 defeat against West Brom. I have actually had to record this audio separately because for some reason the audio on this particular part of the video decided to not record. But anyway, as you can see from the stats, we was maybe unlucky to lose this game. We was fairly even in terms of the stats, and we probably felt like we could have got a draw from it. But as you can see from the league table, that result leaves us in 15th place, just 4 points clear of the drop zone. So let's go forward now to the team sheet for the game against Burnley. Back for the game against Burnley. I've made some changes in terms of tactics. We're going to be going with a counter mentality instead of control. In terms of the changes in personnel, Sami Khedira is out injured with a pulled hamstring, so Ole Christian comes into the midfield. Mauricio Isla's back in the team for Simon Francis at right back, and the new signing Paul Georges Entep is back in the side. He will replace Matt Ritchie. Burnley are bottom of the table, and you may remember they scored a last gasp 93rd minute equaliser against us earlier on in the season, so we want revenge and I'm hoping we can win this game, so let's get into it. First real chance of the game could be coming as Hervin Ongenda picks up the ball. He drives out the Burnley back four. He gets his shot away and Tom Heaton parries away. But Hervin Ongenda early on in the game, that's the first chance. And you can see he seems already fired up for the game. Corner in from Oviedo, headed out, and it looks like that will amount to nothing. Half an hour coming up now. We've made a really bright start to the game. You can see by the stats we've been the dominant team so far in the game. But just yet we've not been able to create anything clear cut. But possession-wise and in terms of shots, we are the much better of the two sides. As Stanku picks up the ball, plays it to Ongenda, hasn't got too many options there, so he's going to have to do it by himself. He can do it by himself. And this guy, what a man. What an absolutely beautiful man. Hervin Ongenda does it all by himself, takes on the man, 1-0. Hervin Ongenda, the goal scorer. Burnley will pick up the ball and come forward. No, they won't, because Correa gets in a beautiful challenge. Play it to Ongenda. Just give it to Ongenda. Ongenda on the ball. Can he find a pass? Well, he doesn't need to. He'll probably do it by himself. Here he is. He plays it back to Lucas Leiva. Lucas Leiva into Ole Christian to Joaquin Correa. Can he find the pass? He does. Ongenda. I thought that was 2-0. You would probably expect him to score there, but look at that first half stats. We've been absolutely dominant in this game, and you probably would say that we should be going into half-time with a bigger lead, and maybe we can, as Ongenda's played through Entep with the pass, and Ongenda gets 2 bites at the cherry, and you would have to be a bit disappointed with him there, but it is half-time. We are 1-0 up. Hervin Ongenda with the goal, and he possibly could have a hat-trick in that first half. All the chances falling his way. But the main thing is that we lead 1-0 at half-time against Burnley, and let's get back into the game for this second half. We could possibly have an attack here as Ole Christian picks up the ball. He played it to Ongenda. Stanku with a lovely pass through, and again Ongenda through on goal. We've had 5 clear-cut chances. Ongenda, he's been a bit wasteful. He has scored, but he's been a bit wasteful, and we let another chance go. Hopefully, we are not made to pay for missing all these chances. No! Of all people, Craig Davis, who we sold in the summer. And I just knew it. I told you we was going to get FM'd, and we did. So 13 minutes left to go in the game now. I'm going to make some changes. This is terrible. We should be winning this game so comfortably. But I've said our problem's been defensively this season. But in this game, we've just been incredibly wasteful. I'm going to bring on Matt Ritchie, and Tep's just come back from injury, so his fitness levels are not fantastic. Actually, I'm going to come out of this. I'm going to go to the actual tactics screen, because I want to go 2 up top now. I'm actually going to move Stanku to the left. I'll play Correa on the right. He's naturally right-footed. I'll bring on Callum Wilson, and we'll go 2 up top, and we'll try and throw the kitchen sink at Burnley. They do not deserve to be level in this game. Oh my lord. We'll push higher up the pitch. We'll go at a higher tempo. We'll close down much more. I want to win this game. Burnley are bottom of the table. Come on. Let's go. 9 minutes to go in the game. We're on the attack. Callum Wilson picks up the ball from a deep position. He passes it against his own man, but we've managed to keep the ball. Mauricio Isla to Correa to Ole Christian. Ole Christian with the strike off the bar, and we've hit the woodwork again. It's just not our day, is it? Just minutes to go in this game now. It looks like, despite all our dominance, we are only going to pick up a point. This is incredibly disappointing. Look at the stats there. How are we only coming away from this game with a point? I do not know. I cannot explain it. I'm telling the players I'm disappointed. That leaves us still right in a relegation scrap. You can see it there. We're 15th, only 4 points clear of relegation. This would have been a huge win to kind of start to pull ourselves away from the relegation battle, but we're still in there. Let's have a look at the fixtures. We've got Arsenal coming up next. I'm hoping that in this period where we've got 4 games at home in a row, that we can pick up some wins and start to kind of pull ourselves away. This game against Wigan's going to be quite big. Of course, Wigan in that last relegation spot. But of course, we're coming towards the end of the season. It is the back end of the season now. So I'll start to bring you a few more games. I'm going to bring you this game against Swansea. Of course, there's a little bit of a gap in between this. So I'll bring you Swansea, and then I'll bring you the last day of the season. Hopefully by that game against Aston Villa, we will be safe from relegation. But as usual, if you did like this video, please do leave a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel just yet and you want to see some more content like this, please do subscribe to the channel. It's been the Halfback, and I'll see you guys in a bit.